All right, let's talk about the time I completely fell out of love with barbering. All right, a real quick story time, right? How I fell in love with barbering. To begin with, barbering is something that I always loved to do. Or cutting hair is something I always loved to do. I always cut my brother's hair, our hair, when we were small growing up. Couldn't afford haircuts on a regular basis. We got them every now and again, but if you wanted a consistent, clean haircut, we pretty much had to do it ourselves. My mom asked me one time, did I want a haircut or did I want her to buy me a pair of beard trimmers from Family Dollar? I chose the beard trimmers. So she took us, got us the beard trimmers, and I cut me and my brother's hair. And I would gash they shit up every chance I got. The guards would slip and I would just gash them. But the haircut was pretty clean, I thought. So fast forward, went to Cincinnati School of Barber Design in Cincinnati, Ohio. Left there, came back home to Cardell, Georgia, and began my career. I cut on my mother's porch for about 6 months. During this time, I was so hungry. Man, I was so hungry. I thought about barbering in the morning, noon, and night. I live, sleep, and shit barbering at the time. It's nothing else I cared about. Only becoming a better barber every day. I used to pay people to let me cut their hair. That's how desperate I was to become better and to become known in my town or city as a decent barber. Fast forward, I was able to get into the best shop in the town at the time. We went one actually that my friend worked at. I didn't want to cut hair with him because he had the city on smash. I felt like I needed to go somewhere else and build on my own. But how it played out, I ended up going to his shop where he was at, and it was a blessing for me. I ended up sitting on my ass for about 6 months, cutting the head here, cutting the head there. $40 a day for a long time. My friend Ralph, man, he had 30, 40 heads one day just sitting in the barbershop. I could be over exaggerating. Let's say 20 heads just waiting on him in the barbershop, looking at him staring. He hadn't even had lunch yet. So what he decided to do was he said, hey man, some of y'all gonna have to go to my guy. And he looked at me and he said, don't drop the ball. I remember this like it was yesterday. So I got my first head in, I did my thing, and the rest is history. You know, I became that guy after that. I was able to take that momentum and along with his momentum, and I think a year and a half, we got our own barbershop, exclusive grooming lounge here in Cardell, Georgia, on one of the most busiest streets in our city, and we've been here ever since. So, how did I fall out of love with barbering? It was a multitude of things at the time. Being burnt out was one of them, man. I was burnt out. I was tired of it. Coming to the barbershop, doing the same thing every day. The people that you deal with in the barbershop, the clients, the customer service, a lot of the energy that you have to push, that you have to consistently on display on an everyday basis. It was really draining me. I haven't had a break or any type of gap from the time I started to that time. And this time was about right before the pandemic, right? Me and my guy, we had flew to Vegas to take this course. It's another course outside of barbering. And then we flew to DC to take Marano's course, a very good course, Advanced Barber Systems in DC with Marano. We flew there, we took that course. I came back home, I was motivated, but I couldn't get what I wanted here. Well, I felt like I couldn't get what I wanted where I was here in Cardell. We got about 10,000 people, and it kind of made me discouraged. I felt like I wasn't gonna grow. I felt like I wasn't gonna be able to spread my wings and really fly like I wanted to. And on top of that, being burnt out. So the pandemic hits. It hits us pretty hard. And during that time, I took the opportunity to go back to school for something else. I went to school for electrical. So I learned how to wire up homes, run diagnostics on wiring, install lights, ceiling fans, solar panels, you name it. In electrical, I learned how to do that. It was a 2-year program. I actually finished in a year. That's how much I was dedicated to that program at the time. So my heart and my mind, I wanted to go that route. I wanted to go be an electrician, get in a van every day and go out and do electrical systems. But I just wasn't motivated in the game no more, man. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't trying to become better. I wasn't trying to push myself every single day to become a better barber. And also, the time. Barbering requires a lot of time, especially when you're building. You got to be in the shop. You have to be in the shop. You have to be available. The best ability is availability. And you got to be here. You got to be ready to go. You got to be sharp. At that point in time in my life, I really was seeking freedom. I wanted to be free with my time. I wanted to be on my land, grow food, relax with the family, and just not be so tied down to what I got going on. And that's really a terrible mindset. You know, if you're in this industry, you got to be here. You got to be revved up and ready to go. I really just wanted to be able to have my time, man. I wanted to have my time to be on my land with my family, grow food, and build a homestead. I really wanted to do that. And I just knew being in the barbershop 24/7 wasn't gonna allow me to do that. Fast forward, how did I get my passion back? How did I get back locked in the game? How did I become a dog again in the shop and just get my competitive juices back flowing? And how did I get myself back to in my prime? Okay, to wrap this all up, it was a really tough time in my career at that time. I didn't know which way I was gonna go, the electrical route or the barbering route. I didn't know where I wanted to be. I was really confused in what I wanted out of life, what industry was gonna fit my lifestyle better, which is eventually to be on my homestead, to be growing food with my family, to the country lifestyle. I'm from South Georgia, so that's kind of like my goal in life, to get some acres and be on my acres. But tune in for part 2 to see how I got my mojo back and how I got back groovy in the game again and got my competitive juices back flowing. All right, much love. Like, share, and subscribe. Cliff Sr., I'm dropping. Let's do it.